In this video, we are going to talk about combining functions, specifically composition of functions, as well as finding the domain of a composition of functions. So first, we're going to talk about what this notation means. So if I have f with this open circle of g, what that means is I'm going to find f of g of x. So essentially, I am going to put g into f. So what this would look like for the above example is I would take g, which is x squared minus 2x plus 6, and I'm going to plug it into f, so I'm going to plug it into the x of f. So I would have f of x squared minus 2x plus 6, because that's what g is, which would be 3 times x squared minus 2x plus 6. Don't forget about the minus 4. When I distribute and combine like terms, I would get 3x squared minus 6x plus 14. So the inside function is plugged into the outside function. So now let's look at this next one. When it's g of f, that means I'm doing g and I'm putting f into g. So for this example, I am going to take f and plug it into the x's of g. So I'm going to have g of 3x minus 4, meaning I'm going to have 3x minus 4 squared minus 2 times 3x minus 4 plus 6. Now, I would have to multiply this 3x minus 4 times itself, and the room here is not super sufficient, but I would get 9x squared minus 24x plus 16. I would distribute the negative 2. Once I combine like terms, I would get 9x squared minus 30x plus 30. So the inside function is going to get plugged into the x of the outside function. So composition of functions, f of g is a set of inputs of the domain of g, for which g is the domain of f. So let's give this a try with some other functions. So if I have f of x equals square root of x and g of x equals 1 minus 2x, they want me to find both f of g and g of f and their domains. Ooh, okay, so we got a couple things to do. So if I'm going to find f of g of x, that means I'm finding f of g of x. So that means I'm finding f of, well, g is equal to 1x minus 2. So I'm going to find f of 1x minus, 1 minus 2x, excuse me. So what that'll look like is I'm going to have the square root of 1 minus 2x. Because essentially I'm taking that 1 minus 2x and I'm going to plug it in for the x of f. All right, so now they want me to find the domain for this. Well, it's a square root, so I know that with a square root, I want everything under the square root to be greater than or equal to 0. So if I were to solve this, divide by a negative means my sign flips. X would be less than or equal to positive 1/2. So if it's less than or equal to, that means it would go from negative infinity to 1/2 included. Okay, let's go the other way. Let's find g of f of x, meaning I am putting f into g. So since f is x squared, that means I'm finding g of, the square root of x, excuse me. So g of the square root of x equals 1 minus 2 times the square root of x, which is really just 1 minus 2 times the square root of x. I didn't really need the parentheses. All right, so what's the domain for this? The only restriction on this domain is the square root. I know it needs to be a positive, meaning I know that x would have to be greater than or equal to 0. That's the only restriction. So that means my domain would start at 0 and go to infinity. All right, let's try another one. So I'm just going to find f of g and its domain. So f of g of x is the same as f of g of x, meaning I'm going to substitute g of x here for g of x, just 3 over x. So I'm going to have f of 3 over x, meaning 3 over x is going to go in for this x. So 2 over 3 over x minus 1. Now we want to simplify this. So what I can do is multiply by the least common denominator, which is going to be x. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by x. And what that'll do is I'll get 3x over x minus x, which will just 3x over x will just reduce to 3. So I'll be left with 2x over 3 minus x. All right, now let's talk about the domain. So we have to think about two restrictions. Since g of x became the input or the domain of f, I have to think about what my domain of g would be. So my g of x domain would have been everything except that x cannot equal 0. So it would have been negative infinity to 0, union 0 to infinity. So now my composition domain cannot equal 3 because that would make this denominator 0. So if I put those two things together, that means the domain of my composition is from negative infinity to 0, not included, 0 to 3, not included, 3 to infinity. All right, let's look at another example. So I have f of x equals 1 over x plus 2, and I have g of x equals 4 over x minus 5. So we're going to do the composition of f of g and find its domain. So I am putting g into f. So I'm taking g and I'm going to put it into the x of f. All right, so f of g of x would be f of 4 over x minus 5, which would be 1 over 4 over x minus 5 plus 2. Now again, I'm going to look at this denominator. I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by that denominator. Be really careful about how you distribute. So on top, I'm going to have x minus 5. Actually, I'm going to switch to a different color. X minus 5. On the bottom, I have to do x minus 5 times that 4x over x minus 5 and times 2. So I'm going to have 4 times x minus 5 over x minus 5 plus 2 times x minus 5 will give me 2x minus 10. So when I go to simplify this, these x minus 5s will divide. So I'll just have x minus 5 over 4 plus 2x minus 10. So I'll have x minus 5 over 2x minus 6. So again, because my g became my input, meaning my g became my domain, I have to think about what the domain would be for g. So for g, x cannot equal 5. So now for the domain of the restriction, looking at my final answer over here, I know that 2x minus 6 cannot equal 0, meaning that x cannot equal 3. So those are where my two asymptotes are. So my domain is going to be negative infinity to 3, union 3 to 5. Again, not included because those are my asymptotes, 5 to infinity. All right, let's look at one more example like this. So I have f of x equals x cubed plus 1, and I have g of x equals the cubed root of x minus 1. So let's find f of g of x. So if I'm finding f of g of x, that means I'm finding f of the cubed root of x minus 1. So that means I'm going to do the cubed root of x minus 1 cubed plus 1. Well, if I cube a cube root, I'm just going to get the value that's underneath the radical. So I'm going to get x plus 1. So I would equal x. All right, let's do the same thing, but now we're going to do g of f of x. That means I'm going to do g of x cubed plus 1 So g is the cubed root of x cubed plus 1 minus 1, because this value x cubed plus 1 is replacing just that x. And then that's going to equal, well, I have minus 1 and plus 1, so those will subtract, so I really just have the cubed root of x cubed, which is just x. So this is actually a look into something we're going to do next week, but these are inverses of each other. So if I ever do the composition and they both equal x, that's what an inverse is. So we'll talk about this a little bit more next week, but this is a little bit of insight into what we'll do next week. All right, next we're going to look at decomposing functions. So essentially I'm going to give you a function that is already composed, and I want you to determine what the first two original functions were. Now these questions could have more than one answer. I am going to share with you my thoughts on those answers. So I see on this inside here I have 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. And it's all raised to the 5th power. So in my mind, if g was the inside function, that means g would be 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. And then f would have been x to the 5th, because I would have put g into x and would have been that whole power to the 5th power. Let's look at the next one. I have x squared plus 1 all cube rooted. So if I'm finding f of g of x, again, I think g of x is going to be that x squared plus 1, and f of x would just be the cubed root of x. All right, let's look at this last one. Let's see. H of x equals x plus 3 to the 10th power over x plus 3 to the 10th power plus 1. So now we have a triple composition. So in this triple composition, I put g into f and then f into k. So if I look at the most inside, I'm thinking g is this inside guy, this x plus 3. So let's put that down. I can always change it if I'm not sure. Now if g went into f, I could see f being this x to the 10th power. And then I can see that x to the 10th power being put into a fraction where it was x over x plus 1. So let's see if that works. If I have x over x plus 1, and then, actually, I'm working the wrong way. So if I have x plus 3, and that got put into x plus 10, then I'd have x plus 3 to the 10th power. Now that composition has to be put into k, so I'd have x plus 3 to the 10th power over x plus 3 to the 10th power plus 1. So that does work.